Size Overrated magazine. Our ambassadors are the faces of Size Overrated at Size Overrated magazine. We are here for you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents? With 10 being the highest.
Which number includes whippings?
Right. Right.
10 is the highest. 10 is the strictest.
That's Joe Jackson, right?
I'll take
My mom
James from Good Times.
My mom floated between 8 and 10.
Yeah, I'll say between
my
8.
parents. My dad was like that. Yeah.
And ironically, my mother wasn't as strict as she probably should have been. I'm not to sound ignorant, I just was really a good kid. Like, I was able to, like, I remember being a teenager and being like, nobody is giving me a curfew, nobody's saying what time to come in or whatever. It's just things that I just knew. My grandfather was a big influence for me. It was I just didn't want to be a certain way in his eyes. So that kept me from doing a whole lot of things. Like, I was the last of all my friends to do everything. Even when, I was 28 when I was pregnant with my son, and I still couldn't tell my grandfather. Like, I was like, I'm not married yet. Like, I just couldn't bring it to, I graduated college. I was working, like, I had everything in the world to not be ashamed of. And I was with his father for 8 years. It's not like I was, this was like a typical baby daddy situation. It was just, the standards that, I just didn't do a whole lot of things because of him.
My mom was a 6 when it came to strict parenting. She gave us enough room to still grow, but still enough room to still discipline us. Both me and my sister. Can't really say that, like she was just one of those parents that was just on you all the time or whatever, but, she made her presence, valuable. And she's been one of my best teachers, and I will never forsake that.
Well, my dad died. Well, both my parents are deceased. You know that. But they don't. My dad died when I was 8. I didn't have many memories with him. But when I did, it was like, whatever you do, it was okay. Don't do it again. One real strict. But my mama, she gave them little looks. Don't play with me. I ain't at my dad's house no more. Don't talk back. Like they say, what she say, go keep it in this house. Since my mama died, I knew I had to get some help. I was like, look, I need help. The man was like, and I ain't gonna talk about it too much because I can't do it. The man was like, what do you think when your mom died? I was like, Black, I'm hurting. Get help. Don't keep it in because it ain't good.
Yeah.
And I take care of, as you know too, somebody with mental health, and it's some days is up, some days is down. And I'm the caregiver, so I'm taking on all this stuff. So it can be hard. But my mama probably would have been an 8 because my mom would tell you up and then she'll say,
I love you.
I'm the only child like that, but shit. Then I'm gonna get you some food. I'm like, okay. You gonna give me them toys too? She was like, everything I wanted, she got. But you would get a vegan, but I knew not to play when she stand up. Oh shit. Okay.
And
my dad didn't know.
My mom was more than disciplined. If my dad had to get me, it was gonna be rough. My parents were older by the time because I'm the baby of 6. So by the time it was my sisters beat my tail because they got in trouble for what I did.
Oh, Lord.
But my dad, if I got a spanking, he was like 12 because it was I gotta leave work. I gotta come. I mean, he was in the Army, so for most of my little years when he had to get up out of his sleep and discipline me, it was on and popping. So he was a 10 when it was that time. But other than that, yeah.
Both of mine were disciplinary.
I feel that. He was like,
I was bad too.
Yeah, I fought my mom. I'm bad.
I ain't that crazy. I value my life.
I didn't think I was that crazy either. But I was, I think I had graduated high school, and then my mom had got into a little scuffle. But yeah.
well, you survived.
I survived. I did.
This is a lot.
I would not be here to tell nobody that.
I would have left the memory.
Yeah.
I told you, I tried my mama one time. I had turned 18. You can go club then. I was like, Mom, She had just had a stroke. I ignored you. That was the only time I did shit with my mama. And I was 26 when she died. I did shit one time. She said, where you going? I said, I'm going out with my friends. I can do what the hell I want to do. And my mom was Christian.
No, she said that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My mom was putting some encyclopedias up, you dummy. Why would you say that? She said, that's fine. She said, that's fine. She was too calm. I said, oh my God. She didn't say nothing. She said, Rashid. And I said, wow. But all my head and told me, Gary, that's like to clean the blood off it. And she grabbed me down because she had a stroke, but one side was good. She said, as long as you live. Do you want to be with your daddy? I just told her my daddy died. I'm like, but no, I don't want to go. But I'm shaking her head. And my aunt, she's in the corner. She said, what the hell was you thinking? No, I can't. I was grown. I still ain't played with her.
The last whooping, I wouldn't even play with my mom like that. The last whooping I got, I was 13. That let you know how scared I was from 13 to 18. The last whooping I got, I was 13. She told me to clean my room. And, this time you start pushing back, you hormonal and stuff. I told her to leave me alone. And my mama liked to wear, my mama was a little Asian lady. She wore cowboy boots. She took off that cowboy boot.
We all
already know.
I thought about Lil Nas X as soon as you said cowboy.
She took off that boot and started beating me with it. Don't you talk to me. And I said, that was the last whooping I ever got because I never raised my voice. Even to this day, my mama be fussing at me on the phone. I be like, yes, ma'am. Yes. Love, I talk to you. Yes, ma'am. I talk to you later. I hang up the phone. I be like, talk.
The same words from my mama.
I don't even play with my mom like that.
I ain't even get beatings though. She just haul off slap you. I ain't get beatings. You act up in church, they out of work. My mama ain't play with me and I ain't play with her. No.
So how has it changed dynamics as far as with you all being parents and how you raise your children compared to how your parents raised you? As far as discipline goes.
I'll say I was a disciplinarian. I had two boys, 17 months apart.
No, 13 months apart.
For everything they did when they were little, they got tore up. If I'm not moving my furniture. If I tell you don't touch it, don't touch it. So I mean, I'll say now I pull back the reins because I'm like, you feel like you know everything, you got it. Welcome to the adult world. When you want to start acting like you're an adult, my oldest son found out the hard way. Oh, you grown? I cut his phone off. Now you pay your phone bill. You don't want to come in the house when I tell you to come in the house? Now you're going to sleep on the porch. Don't play with me. If I tell you to be in my house at a certain time and you're not in here, sorry, it's cold. My young son tried me twice. First time he didn't come out home, he slept outside. His brother gave him a blanket. I said, if you give him a blanket, you'll be out there with him the next time. He tried it again, but let's go. See you in the morning. And to this day, when I tell him to be in the house, he's in the house before I tell him to get there. Okay. There's nothing out there. If you don't understand that your parents, well, then they don't live in the same world that we lived in. Mm-hmm. We could leave the front door open when we were little and nobody would ever come in our house.
Right, yeah.
But now you got to worry about somebody kidnapping your kids, somebody shooting up your house, somebody walk. So I guess that's why I'm a stricter parent. One, because you already got 2 strikes against you. You're black and you're a male. Mm-hmm. They're looking for places to put you. They're looking at your grades and say, oh, he ain't gonna make it, so we're gonna build another jail cell for him.
Yep.
Or he's only gonna be an athlete. They and not that being an athlete is bad, but they box you in
exactly
to what you can do. So I'm strict on you because you might not see your potential, but I do. Mm-hmm. And as your mom, that's my job to put that in you and to bring it out. And you might not like me, but I don't care. I love you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be hard on you because you got to do this. So yeah, definitely made me a different parent.
And raising a black son is just anxiety.
Yes.
Woo! I mean, it's just
many nights I cried.
You cried. What you mean? I cried. I still cried.
Yes. Yes.
My son he said, it's something when you got a son, and my son's in Norfolk State right now, and he's a good kid. He don't give me no problems, but I don't care what's going on. If I hear about anything going on in Norfolk State, my heart, something, and I be, where you at? I be looking on the location. I be like,
checking that location.
Call me, text me. Ma, I'm in my room. I just be like, okay, all right. I'm just checking. Make sure you take friends. Make sure y'all travel together and you stay out this area. And they was shooting out that night. Like
Yeah.
every time something's happening, I don't even care if he ain't even in the area. I
Exactly.
just be like, where you at?
And for me, my son just turned 13, but I remember when he was, I think either 10, that's when Tamar Rice got killed. And I just remember like 12, like, oh my God, I only got 2 years. Like, you know, because you think, you're looking at your baby and you like, they killing 12-year-olds. Like, my baby just 10. Like, what is scary about a 12-year-old? You're a big, grown-ass, trained, professional man. The hell scared you so much about a 12-year-old with a toy gun that you feared your life so much that you had to kill him? It just, and from 10 on, I was just anxiety ridden. Like, when he turned 12, I was like,
And when they get their life.
oh gosh. Oh God.
Like I have serious anxiety with my especially my youngest son because he has a mouth on him.
Mm-hmm, mine.
And
Oh God,
I tell
mine
you,
too.
don't know how to be quiet, and you're gonna roll up on one of these people who are not gonna love you and show you boundaries. And I don't want a phone call saying that I gotta come either identify your body or you're in the hospital somewhere. That's not what I want to deal with as a parent. And I think it's harder, especially for single moms.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard raising you try to tell them they're a king and all they see is, I'm a rapper, I'm going to sag my pants, or I'm going to get high. This, you know, so what we're trying to put in them, if it's not coming from a male perspective, they don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely hard.
Even coming from a male perspective, it's still hard.
Yeah. And they don't really understand the magnitude of racism yet. So when you tell them things like, you know, well, if you get pulled over, keep your hands here.
Yes.
You know, don't talk back. Well, why can't somebody pull me over and they wrong? I'm gonna tell them no. You know, because you just like I just need you to come home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they wrong. I don't care whatever. I just need you to come home.
Yes.
And if there's 1,001 possibilities that you won't come home if you don't listen to exactly everything that I'm telling you to do. Like, we'll deal with them being wrong later. Come home. Just come home.
Absolutely.
It gives me a tremendous amount of respect for my mother. Now, I didn't have any brothers, but just as a parent in general, if she had to deal with half the stress that I'm going through now, I'd be like, Mom, I'd be calling like, Mom, I love you. I love you, Mama.
And then they don't understand it either because my mother's like, well, why you don't let them walk to the store? Or
Yeah,
walk? I'm
yeah,
like,
because
I'm
it's
not
not
letting my
like
child walk
Especially
nowhere.
not now.
Yeah, like,
organs. Oh
no.
Get in the car.
Well, no, we gonna drive him. I'm not letting him walk nowhere. He's not going anywhere that I can't have my eye on him. The neighborhood I'm in now is not the neighborhood I grew up in. I'm sorry, it's just not the same. It's just not.
And I mean, it's harder because like he had an incident where the boy told him to give him his shoes. Mama, give him your shoes if it's that serious. I mean, not that I want you to take off, but if he's gonna threaten your life,
Exactly.
you can get another pair of shoes. I'm not impressed about that. Yeah, I might be mad and angry at this person, but at the end of the day, your
Because
life
they don't
is more
fight no
important.
more. They
They
shoot.
shooting you. He's like, well, what if I give him to him to kill me anyway? Well, I don't want to have to worry about that. Just give it to him. You know, these are things that kids ask 10 million questions. They want to know why. Why can't we just tell you be enough? You know, what I mean, telling you be enough.
Lord, it be that simple.
Well, with that being said, I mean, especially with the boys, I mean, I know we haven't talked about like the girls as much, because you know then that's a whole nother subject, sex trafficking, things of that nature. But while we're on the subject of boys, and Will, I want you to answer this because they're, as men or as boys growing up, I guess you're taught to be tough.
Yeah.
So how do you relay to a boy that it's okay, like it's not gonna make you look like a punk if you give your shoes up, or you know what I'm saying, so that you can come home, because you want to act like, you know, you're a man and you're gonna be able to take that. Like, how do you deal with that?
Pride is a dangerous thing if you don't know how to manage it. That was something that I had to learn a few years before I decided to join the Air Force and leave my parents home. Because, you know, once you do get a certain age or whatever, you know, you do kind of start smelling yourself. And, you know, you just have to be put back in that place. It was a personal experience that I had to deal with. I had to put my pride to the side and realize that I don't know everything, that I still do need to be disciplined. well, something to be taught. Certain things, even at this age now, you never at an age where you just not learning. Excuse me. But growing up, like for this, especially for us black males, we were taught to, like, if we scrape our knee, we supposed to just dust ourselves off and keep moving forward. Like, we're not supposed to cry, or we're not supposed to tattletale on the next person or anything like that. We were just taught to be stone. And the sport is, especially like having that mom, she's the one that always makes contact with that emotional part of you, saying that it is okay to talk about this stuff, and you need to. Otherwise, a certain situation may come up to where your voice is needed and you don't say anything, and then it gets out of hand. So, so for me, it's like, you just have to be careful. You just really just have to be careful with your pride, because it may cost you your life.